Can't believe you found that. That's not a very good impression of a museum piece, is it? In fact, it looks like it's just been dredged out of the blinking canal. But you rest assured that when Eric Tudor's finished messing around with this will come out like the rest of his museum pieces. It'll be beautiful. So that's how they come into here, and then they end up like these. Now look at these two together. Both of these are Vespers, the GS 150A, and then this is the Rally 200. Probably one of the most of the popular Piaggios that were ever produced, and they even had electronic ignition. You know, they were fairly high-tech even in them days, and I remember seeing this colour around everywhere, quite a popular one. This is only a little one. This one is actually 100 cc's, and it's a smaller body than the usual ones that were around and about at the time, but it didn't really take off. It wasn't exactly loved. Now just move back a bit, because I want to show you these two together, because this Lambretta here is what you'd expect to see out of Italy. And then, lo and behold, the Germans have come along with this and NSU and copied it. So it's the German versions of the famous LD. Exactly the same, really. A little bit of changes. Good quality, don't mind. And I mean, this is a beautiful representation of it. It's been really well done. And it had electric start. Oh, posh model. Check out these little babies. They made 87,000 of this particular one here, the C model, and then the D model was introduced like a Series 2 version, the new version of it, and would you believe they made as many as 33,000 of these? A bit sparse, a bit sort of like naked. Whew. Eric, the man who put the collection together, unlike most people who, if they had a family, would probably buy an MPV and take the kids out in that. Oh, no. What's he done? He's bunged a sidecar on this baby, which originally was a 150. He's made it a 200 with a bit more oomph. And he takes the kids to school and everywhere you can think of with this baby. Not only does he do that, he's a wild man, I can tell you, because he's done a Land's End John O'Groats in this. Maybe he wanted to take it back because of the tartan seats to show the Scotsman. Impressive machine. And I should imagine he had a sore bum when he finished that journey. Not all the things that are here are all Eric's. Some of them have been donated by the Lambretta Club of Great Britain, and these are some of their examples. Although I'm sure Eric's done his bit to polish them and make them look pretty and put them on display. And would you believe that this one here is one of the very last ones off the production line, probably the last one off the production line. It came out of India, because some of these things weren't just made in Italy, they were indeed made in other countries, including Spain, and also India. Now, just have a look at these. These are a bit different. This was Lambretta's sort of version, early version of a moped. This particular one is a 75cc, and this bright orange one up here is a 50cc version. They didn't really take off, although things have changed a little bit, and lo and behold, what we got now, we've got the likes of a Yamaha Slider, which is a scooter, a modern day scooter, but without the big bulky leg shields and panels and things, looking just like this. So just typical of the Italians. They were sort of design market leaders, but just come round here and look at this for a bit of something different. It's a traditional looking scooter, albeit a small frame version. It is only 90cc, and it's got a petrol tank, but just check the photographs of how it came in before Eric did his magic with it. And lo and behold, it's ended up this fantastic example, and it's here, pride of place, because it is absolutely beautiful. I see you found something just a bit different. In fact, not a bit different, very different. In a centre, the people who produced Lambrettas were given a challenge. They met to the challenge and they built this strange device, specially built for backseat riders or drivers, and that is a tutor vehicle, one that indeed can teach the RAC boys how to ride. So the instructor sat on the back, the new guy sat on the front, and he got all his instructions, and he could pull the brake if he was panicking, or the clutch lever to stop the scoot. Great idea, because obviously nothing is new anymore. There's some fantastic ideas. But origin and manufacturers vary as well, you know. This is an API. This is actually like a copy, if you might want, the easiest way of describing it, a copy of a Series 2. It's actually produced in Italy. So we've had the NSUs that have copied one and built them in Germany, and now we've got the blinking Indians are building them as well. And yet another, because this one, although looks like a regular Lambretta, is indeed built in Spain. So they're coming from all over the world, and yet we always think of scooters coming from Italy. We'll move on a little bit and get back to the Italian stuff, because they definitely do things with style and flair. I mean, these are beautiful, but these are proper original versions, but they don't always come in for a quick polish. They come in, look at this, to be renovated. It's like a big box of bits and pieces in a right mess. And then Eric puts his magic to it and produces this. This is a fantastic example in beautiful condition. Looks too good to use. I must admit, nearly every one of these machines all run and are often used, so they're not just sat here collecting dust. But before we finish, I want to just finish off with this. And everybody recognises these, the GP200s. Common as muck, you might say, because they were all over the place. All sorts of people had them, and then threw their little bits of fancy accessories on them with the mirrors and the fancy fur seats and all that lot. But my favourite is this, a Vespa. Hey, mate, this definitely is a stylish bit of kit. They call it a Vespa GL. It's actually owned by Stacey. She won't let me anywhere near it. She said, don't touch it, or she'll kill me. Shouldn't have done that, should I really? But she won't let me use it. So I said, have you got something I might be able to use and have a ride of? So they give me this.